In addition to having control over the motion of our projects and the viewing angles, we also have the ability to control or change the displays and the appearances of our models and projects as well. Let's take a look at just this simple animation again. Do a play from start. And let's say maybe I want to, while the animation's running through, I'm going to hide the gear or make the gear disappear and also just change a color of one of the components, maybe to, for example, highlight it or something like that. So just go over to my assembly tree. I have properties for every available part or component. So find the one we're looking for, of course, the gear in this case. And I can expand these as well. And notice you have kind of the breakdown of what we can control. So far you see these green change bars coming in, and those indicate movement changes. But we also have appearance changes that we can change as well. And it works very similarly. So again, move our time bar to wherever we may like. Let's say I'm going to throw this about at 3 seconds. Let's say maybe at about 3 seconds, I want my gear to kind of fade away and then eventually disappear. What I can do is just right click on the part itself or on the appearance option here. And you'll see you have a number of options. You have your appearance, which we'll see in a second, so we can change colors and things like that. But we can also change the component display to make it kind of see-through, transparent, or we can use wireframe, for example, and that would kind of make it see-through as well. If we just hit the double arrows here to expand and see all of our properties, we have the change transparency option. So that will make it fairly transparent, somewhat opaque there as well. So that's an option for you. Or you can use hide, which is going to completely get rid of the component. So you have a whole bunch of options that you can kind of play around with there. If I want my gear to completely disappear at 3 seconds, maybe I'll just click hide here. And notice now I have appearance keys automatically been populated at those 3 seconds. And the appearance keys and change bars coming in pink, so it kind of gives you a difference between the movement keys and the appearance keys. Just a visual indicator. So let's see what that's done. I can play through if I'd like. Okay, and I can do play from start. So it looks like it starts to fade away and then it comes back. So essentially this is the default that SolidWorks will automatically throw in when changing these appearance keys. So what it does, it throws in right at that 3 seconds where I was, it throws in that hidden. In this case, I hid, but same idea if you change transparency or change to wireframe or anything like that. And then it automatically throws in kind of a fade in and fade out, each about 1 second here. So you see what it does, it fades out from 2 to 3 seconds as my gear fades out and then goes completely transparent or hidden. And then it fades back in from 3 to 4 seconds for another second. Just because fade-ins and fade-outs are commonly used, so it kind of automatically does that for you. But of course, you can change and edit that to suit your needs. So maybe I want to start fading the gear out from 0 seconds. So I can just, for example, click and drag this key point all the way to 0. So now I should be fading out all the way from 0. And we see my gear slowly fading away to 3 seconds. And then fading back in with that 1 second. So again, maybe I can change how fast or slow it's fading back in. Or maybe I don't want it to come back at all, and I can just delete that key. So I can just right-click on this key here and say delete, delete. Okay. And then if I calculate and play through, right, we should get what I'd expect there. So it's going to fade away from 0 to 3 seconds, and then just be completely hidden for the remainder of the animation there. Very similar idea if I just want to change a color. Let's grab this shaft here. I just want to kind of highlight this component, so I'll change it to maybe a bright green or something like that. And I'll, again, expand my shaft, go into my appearance, move my time bar again to wherever I'd like the appearance to come in. So maybe I want it to come in about 5 seconds, let's say. I want it to highlight green. Then I'll right-click on my appearance here, go into Appearances this time, and change really whatever appearance property I'd like here. In this case, we have a number of different appearance properties. We could change texture, illumination, or essentially how it may be just shining on it or something like that. Or just change colors. Let's say I want this nice bright green and just hit the green check to say okay with that. And then again, look what SolidWorks does to your animation. So essentially what it's done here is from the start of my animation, it's going to be the original gray. And then from there, it's going to kind of fade in to this bright green at about 5 seconds. So we can play through the start. Take a look at this. So my gear fading away all the while that shaft is kind of changing colors. And of course, we can change, alter, edit that timeline however we'd like. So maybe we don't want it fading to the bright green right away. Maybe I'll just click and drag this key point here and say at about 4 seconds. So it's going to be gray all the way through into about 4 seconds, and then it will quickly fade into my bright green color. So as you can see, you can change appearances such as colors for every component within this assembly or project. And you can also change display states. So for example, transparencies, wireframes, or completely hiding items. This can be very useful to show internals, for example, as well as kind of highlight or flash on specific components within an animation.